Good morning and welcome to Move More Reimagined in Cornwall. I'm Pat Taylor. I'm teaching you today. Helen's behind the scenes, or she's coming in to say hello, and we've got Nikki behind the scenes as well, just monitoring everybody to make sure everybody's safe and well. As always, do what you can do today. Some weeks will be very different, and rest if you need to, but always if you're resting, just keep those heels lifting, just for your safety. Make sure you've got room around you because we'll be up and going shortly. But first of all, we're going to start with our circulation boost. So sitting forwards in your chair with your feet nice and wide, at least hip width apart, just to keep you steady on your chair. And some people here are new to us today, so just do what you can. So first of all, we start with our heel lift. So one heel lifts and then the other. So I've got lovely bright pink shoes on today, so hopefully you can see my heels lifting. So we're thinking about really rolling through that foot. So think about it coming up off the floor and then rolling back onto the floor with the whole of the foot. And you shouldn't be able to hear anything. Okay, and I know probably some of you are on carpet. You shouldn't be able to hear kind of a flat foot. So, okay, we're going to add in the arms. So opposite arm to leg if you can. Swinging those arms, keeping them quite close to the body. And if you do need to speak to us in class, just pop a little message on the chat button, which is normally at the bottom or somewhere along where your controls are.
Have a smile, please. There you go.
That's lovely. Okay.
Nice, Jeff.
So we're going to just stop the arms and the feet. We're going to take our hands down to the side and we're just going to lean to the side and lift up and reset at the top. So always think about pulling in those muscles in the belly. And we lean down, come up to the top and reset. And again, and we keep our feet wide here just so that we don't topple off the side. And we're trying to keep reaching down to the side, not in front of you. That's it, down and up, and keep your head in line. And this really stretches out through the waist. So we're looking at stretching, warming up all those muscles and joints that we're going to be using throughout the session. So very important. Okay, and one more each side. Fab. And then back to your lovely march. So we always come back to a march in between, trying to get the heart rate raised. That's it. So swinging those arms. And you should be able to hear your hands brushing against your thighs. That's it, because your arms are that close to your body.
Looking good there, Sue. Nicholas.
Excellent. Okay, keeping those feet nice and still, we're going to come into a shoulder raise. So lifting the shoulders and slowly, gently dropping them down and pushing those fingers down towards the floor.
You right, Cliff?
Lifting and lowering and trying to grow a bit taller each time. Lift and push down.
Self-supporting spine, please. So backs away from the back of your chair.
I was just going to say that, thank you. Because it's easy to just kind of slouch here, but...
So AGK, can we just try and get your backs away from the back of the chair?
That's it. Couple more times, just really getting some lovely shoulder movement. And then back to your march. We're going to come back to shoulders in a second. That's it. So real big swing of those arms now. Up to the ears, hips and lips. So down to the hips, up to the lips. That's it. So you should be starting to feel a little bit warmer. And then we're going to come into that shoulder roll. So we roll the shoulders forwards, up to the ears, all the way back and down. And you might get some little crunches going on. That's fine. Hopefully they should go in a little while. So.
How does that feel? Nice?
I love this one, especially in the mornings.
Beryl's pulling faces. Don't frown, Beryl. You all right?
And try not to hold your breath here. Okay, and back to your march. So we're working through the body to make sure all of your muscles and joints are mobilised. That's it. So big swing. That's it. Good.
Rachel, elbows. Imagine you're elbowing somebody behind you.
Here, look. So they go right behind me.
There you go, girlfriend.
Otherwise, if you're here, you don't get much shoulder movement,
I always
do you?
like this because my dad was in a wheelchair. Keep going. My dad was in a wheelchair, and when we used to do this, he used to imagine like elbowing somebody that annoyed him.
In the way.
You know, when people are disrespectful about wheelchair users, my dad was good at the elbows. You just knock them out of the way and play innocent, right?
Okay, we're going to the ankles now. So I'm going to come back, or maybe we can change angles. We're going to ankles and feet. So we're going to take one foot and we're going to put the heel down into the floor and pull those toes up towards the knee. On that same spot, I'm going to put the toes down and really lift the heel up. So we're lifting the knee, putting the heel down, lifting the knee, toe down. Really working through that ankle joint.
So with this, you may lean back, but be conscious of tension in the middle of your trunk, okay? So as you're lifting and lowering, it's okay to lean back. That is when we are engaging our core muscles.
That's it. If it's too much, you can always circle, but we love that movement because you need it to be able to make a big step. Okay, we're going to change sides, so change feet. So heel dig and then toe dig on the same spot. Adding that knee lift. That's it. Heel toe, heel toe. Good. Lovely. And we'll stand up for the last one. Oh no, two more we've got.
You right, Sal? No.
Okay.
Don't get mad.
Back to your march.
Don't get mad. There you go.
Yeah, some of these will be easy and some of them will be much more difficult.
Listen. You're all beautiful, amazing people, and your bodies have done wonderful things for you in your life. Please don't get mad at it. Okay? It just affects your hormones and it just makes you grumpy. Celebrate this amazing body that you have. John Kerridge.
Here's a weatherman.
Maggie. Stop getting mad, Sal.
Okay.
Violet.
We're going to add in that little twist, that rotation through the waist. So either hand up and down opposite thighs, take your eye gaze with you and remember that long spine. So sitting upright. Violet, we don't encourage you to do this one, do we, at the moment? So Violet, just stay with your heel pump actually.
Evelyn, you okay, lovely girl?
If you prefer, you can pop your hands across to the opposite shoulders, but relax the elbows down.
So it's important that you don't go fast. Take your time with this. Feel it. Go, ooh.
Can feel it. And try and keep your knees still so that you get a full stretch, a full range of movement through the waist. And try and keep the bum cheeks on the chair. And that might reduce that movement, and that's fine, that's what we want. Because we're moving the right bits of your body then. Okay, back to your march. Da, da, da. Oh, can we have a little bit of music, please, Owen? Shall we? No? Oh, no, not music. Sorry, not today. I'm getting carried away.
Wrong class.
Wrong class. We're not allowed music till the end. It puts you off, that's the only thing. If we have music, you try and we do it, we try and keep to the beat. And it's not about beat in this one. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. Everybody else who wants to stand up, hip walk to the front of the chair. Take your feet back, come up to standing, pump your heels. And we're going to walk behind the chair or to your place of support. If you're sitting down, come to the front third of your chair if you're not already there. Okay, so last movement is hips. And you can have the support of the chair. We're going to soften through the knees. We're going to send the hips to one side, take them forward to the other side and back to centre.
Turn on your side completely.
So I'm going to go the other way. So to one side,
left,
front,
circle,
side, middle. To the right, all the way to the front, to the side, centre, and then in your own time. So like half a hula hoop, just to the front. So working through the hips, the pelvis, lower back, and it can feel quite nice, this one. And
looking good, Evelyn, nice. Stuart, good.
But you must keep
Nice,
those knees
Annie.
bent.
Give yourself a bit of a bottom squeeze as you come round the front. A little bit of a bum clench. Feels nice. Oh, on your hips, right?
Yeah.
Love a little, send you further forward. A little bit of a bum squeeze. Do you know? Beautiful.
And we're coming back to march. So standing march. I want you to think about that foot placement now. So when you're in standing, you can really feel that lift, the toe to heel, and then the foot placement down, toe, heel, heel, toe. Adding in those arms. So you can always support yourself with the chair. You can have both hands and just step back a little bit, or unsupported, depending on your confidence and how you feel. And at different stages, you'll feel different depending on what we're working on. So we're going to start with a little foot tap to the side. And again, you can do it in front of the chair. Tapping to the side, but slightly forward. So it's more like a diagonal tap. Opening out the hips, bringing your heart rates now as we move into our endurance, targeted endurance. So you might start to feel a little bit puffed out, and that's fine as long as you're not so puffed out that you couldn't speak to us. So keep breathing. And if you need to, you can rest and just pump your heels, okay? So back to march. So we always march in between our endurance movements, and then you just watch while I show you the next one. So next one is stepping over with one foot.
Thanks, Owen.
Stepping over with the second foot. So making sure that you're lifting those legs, one over and the other over. That's it. And if you're using the chair, let me show you. I want you to slide those hands across. Okay, kind of, so we're not like that. So sliding, and it might mean that you need to make that movement smaller. That's fine. We're really thinking about lifting those legs up and over.
Focus on lifting your thigh up. Getting your leg up. There you go, Chris. Lovely. Good.
And in our endurance
I
section,
can't see your knees, Rob. Sorry, Pat.
it's all right. In
There you
this
go.
endurance section, it's about those the movement rather than the time. So the bigger movements is what we're looking for.
Good, John.
If you need to start smaller and progress as the weeks go on, that's fine.
Age UK are looking good.
How many have we got in Age UK?
Can only see one.
Okay. And back to your march. So how are we feeling? Are we okay? Lovely. Thumbs up is a good way to tell us that you're okay. Thumbs that way is you're all right. And there, you need to rest.
Right, that's it. I've had enough. I'm
Oh.
coming in. Right. Quite a lot of you, when you get tired, you're doing this. Does nothing. Don't do that. Give me this. All the time, okay? The more your arms work, then the more your legs work. And this movement is really good for that mobility, but it is about knocking someone out the way, all right? That's what we're trying to do here. Let me see proper, not this stuff. That's what robots do. So here, good. Well done. Lovely.
And even if you're not moving your legs, you can move your arms, okay? There's always that option to do arms, just legs, or both.
Look at their amazing faces. You're supposed to feel like your heart muscles working hard. Work at your own pace though. Lovely. Really good uptake there.
Good.
Well done, everyone.
Okay. So we're going to come into a little knee bend, which is both endurance and strength. So feet are, I'll show you facing, feet are hip width or wider and toes turned out.
Keep moving.
I prefer mine wider. Keep moving while I show you, and it's a knee bend forwards and the bottom sticks out. Okay, you can join in now. And just do a couple first, and then I want you to think about where are your knees pointing. because sometimes our knees point in and that means your glutes aren't firing. We need to work on those. So you need to push those knees out if that's the case. So a good measure is your knees should be kind of in line with your feet. And see how you get on. So, and try and keep your eye gaze neutral. So as you dip down, your eye gaze drops down as well. And again, this doesn't have to be too fast or too low. We get used to it and we'll build up.
Evelyn, try sticking your bottom out a little bit. That's it, lovely. That's the way.
This is you slowly lower into the toilet. And none of us slowly lower to the toilet, do we? We all throw our bottoms down. So, because we've decided, it's a syndrome, it's called latchkey syndrome. We've decided that we need a wee as soon as you've opened the door, and you don't care. You just fly into the house and sit down on the loo. This is controlled sitting.
Now, I want you to squeeze your bottom when you get to the top. Big squeeze. And just a couple more here, because you've done quite a lot. Big squeeze.
Can I have a thumbs up that you understand big squeeze of bottom?
Squeeze like.
Clench your bum cheeks. Good.
And then march.
Good. You don't have to clench your faces as well, you know.
Right, we're going back to a step, single step, but we're not picking our feet up now. Well, we are, but not high. We're not going into high knees, okay? So just a step to the side and back. Again, with or without support, depending on what you need. Excellent. Take your time. So now we're just bringing your heart rates down a little bit, but slowly, taking our time. That's it. Good. Back to your central position and into that tap out again. So as we started, coming into that tap, slightly forwards to the side. Your breathing should be back to a more of a normal rhythm as we transition then into our balanced part of the session. So we are going to stay standing. If you need to sit, you can. Balance is always better, so you can not pump your heels now. So balance is better if you're standing. However, if you do need a rest, you can rest and come back in, or we will show you some seated options. So to start with our balance, we're going to take our feet nice and wide. And we love this. This is our wide base sway. Again, you can have your chair. This is my imaginary chair in front of me. You can have your chair in front of you, or you can have something at the side. So we take our weight to one side and we lift the heel of the other leg to one side, and remembering your posture all the time if you can. If you need to rest and stop, you can, and then come in. Now, if you can add an arm with just a little push with the palm facing up, then that's great.
You right there, Jeff?
Push.
Good.
Push.
Aww,
Seated, it's exactly the same. So nice wide feet in seated.
Now it's not just the arms. I need to see you sway from one hip to the other. Really put some effort on right foot, left foot, right foot. Good. I need to see that movement side to side, whether you use arms or not. Right foot. That's it. Good, good, good.
So I've added in both arms. If you want to, you can add that in. If not, you can stay with no arms or one arm, whatever you feel like today.
Sue Nicholas, you look amazing. Cliff, more, stand wider. Stand wider. There you go. Right leg, left leg, right leg. Good, John. Good, Eric. Lovely. Even in sit, you can be successful with this, Violet. Good.
Okay, we're going to come into a little lunge, which although it feels like strength, it is balance. So it's a step really. So we start we start feet hip width apart, and we're going to step forwards and slightly out, and then push back to a wide step again. Okay, and then we change sides if you're happy to. So you can come behind your chair and just take that foot to the outside edge of the chair. Come back and go again on the other side. So we come back to that wide base of support, or the hip width, so that you're steady when you come back. So this is all part of our balance training, that when we come back, we're steady and ready to go in another direction. Really important.
Okay, keep going. Think about how you're pushing off your foot to come back to your starting position, okay? Think about it. Think about the whole foot. What's going on? This is really good for your pelvic floor, okay? Push. That's it. Colette, that's really good movements there. Lovely. Lovely, Violet. Good.
And what's this going to help us with? Balancing, maybe when you need to step forwards to reach something, going up and down the stairs, up and down a slope. Slopes and stairs are one of the things that we ask you in your first assessments, in those forms that we send you. So really important that we practice this. In seated, it's the same. It's that step out and lean forwards. Step out and lean. Good. And then hold it there. We're going to come into a static, so a still, it's called a tandem step. So we take one foot, so we're away far enough from the chair.
Pumping your heels.
So that we have some support, we're steady if we're on one leg, okay? So we take one foot in front of the other, but we leave a little gap. And then we just hold it there, and it might feel really odd to some of you to have that one leg in front. It can be make you feel quite tight.
Owen, can we change cameras?
But I want you to think about posture. So hold on if you need to, and then come upright. Yeah, so try not to lean forward. So think about standing upright, tucking your bottom under. And then we just hold it there. And then what happens is your ankles kind of are wobbly. So I want you to put that weight into your big toe and second toe. And see how you feel. Keep your knees slightly soft. So what I mean is not locked. Bend those knees slightly. Use your hands, hold on if you need to, or make sure you've got something there if you need it. Then to come out of this move, we're going to step wide. So step right out and come wide to reset and get your balance again.
You all right, Maggie?
Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same with the other foot in front. And you might think, well, it's the same. It is the same, but we get a different stretch through the other leg. So my other foot is in front now. If you don't like this, if it's too much, if you're too unsteady, you could put the ball of the foot, the joint of the foot, into your instep of the other foot. So you're not in tandem, but you're in a really narrow step, and that in itself can make you feel wobbly. So whatever you need to do in seated, it's still the tandem, and add that lean forwards. Or actually for some, just sitting with one foot in front of the other is quite significant and will make you feel unsteady. And we just hold it there. Now then we're going to add that heel lift behind, and then rock, lift the toes. Don't do what I did, I'm just showing you. Lift the toes, weight through that back foot, weight through the front foot, and lift the heels. So for those of you new to this course, this will be all kind of new to you. So you might not have stood in tandem for a long time. We used to do it as children, didn't we? Pretend you were on a beam or on a tightrope.
I do that all the time.
Do you now?
It's good around your kitchen, you know, because kitchens are quite handy because you've got your work surface to hang on to. So this is, you know, a little bit of homework here. Have a little practice. Just tippy toe in and tandem walking, heel toe rocking in your kitchen while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Or whatever.
Lovely. And you're done there. So one more balance. And we're going to work one side first, and then we'll transition to the other side. So I'm going to work my outside leg. So my inside leg is the one that I'm going to be steady. It's going to be my support between my chair and me. I'm going to step forwards, a small step, come back to that wide base of support. I'm going to step to the side, step wide, and step back. Small steps. As we go along, we'll increase this.
So you're like on a clock and you step into 12 at the
12.
front, 3 at the side and 6 at the back. You can do this in sit as well.
12.
And the clock just
3.
gets bigger.
Thank you, and back. Now, when you keep on doing it, where is your foot landing? Where does your foot land now?
Come on, Rob.
Are you nice and wide? Are you steady in that position?
So take your foot in sit right the way in front of you as far as you can and lean forward slightly. Out to the side as far as you can and lean towards the side. Behind you and lean backwards. So this challenges your core muscles in sit or stand.
And you know, if you're out and about in town now, if you're out shopping, if you've got out there, if you're confident enough to go, you might need to dodge people. They're not always aware of us, are they? So you might need to kind of step back, or you might need to step forwards and out of the way, or sidestep them. So this is really good practice. And your muscles will remember it. We're going to change sides, so I'm going to move my chair. You can turn around, making sure you've got that lovely distance between you and the chair, and your outside leg is the one that's doing all the work. That's it. Coming back to that wide stance. And that's the law. We've got a few laws, and you'll get to know them as we go along. That's it. Take your time here. If I'm going too fast, you don't need to keep up with me. If you need to stop, you can. And we always try and work, when we're working with a chair, just for reference, we try and have it there to support us so you're not clinging on for dear life. And it's within reach, so that while we're stepping, your shoulder is comfortably holding on, okay? Which is why we slide the hand along the chair. That's it. And you might think, oh, we've done a lot of these, but repetition is the key. And you'll remember this, hopefully. So when you're standing doing your dishes, if you do your dishes, etc., or you're dodging people, remember this. Okay, and you're done. So we're going to sit now for strength, our targeted strength. I'm going to take my chair back, and you need your bands. So hopefully you've all had bands in the post. If not, give us a shout. You could use a pair of tights or a pair of leggings for now, or go without if you haven't got anything. It's fine. So working through strength is what's going to build up those muscles in your legs, your arms, your core, and we'll work through different muscles each time. So first of all, we're going to pop the centre of the band, and just watch as I place the band under my foot. It might seem like it's not rocket science, but actually I want you to put your foot in front and looking upwards, you pop that band underneath into the centre of your foot, into the instep, okay? And then sit upright. Away from the back of the chair again, if you can. And then we're going to just add a little bit of tension onto this band. So we hold it, depending on what band you've got, about where the knee is, because we're going to lift that leg. So just watch first if you haven't ever done it before. So we're going to lift the knee, we pin the hands onto the hips, so you can see my knee is bent, so I'll turn to the side in a second. I'm going to straighten that leg, squeeze the thighs, lift the leg, take your hands off the hip and put that leg down. Okay, so we're working the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh and the back of the knee. So we're going to lift, put the hands on the hips, straighten the leg, lift the knee, let go and pop it down. So it takes out the shoulders. So you're not working the shoulders. You shouldn't be feeling the shoulders if your hands are on your hips. Send that leg away, lift and lower. And we'll do it quite a few times. Now, if it feels quite easy, you might need to make that band a bit tighter, so hold it further down. If it's too hard, just loosen your grip. And we always hold the band loosely. We never kind of wrap our fingers around the band, or wrap the band around your fingers even. Let go and drop.
Pat, are you okay, my darling?
That's it.
Thumbs up.
And
Good.
hold it there. Just have a little rest for a second. And then we'll go again with the same leg. So we're just going to do...
Is this the same move for anyone that hasn't got a band, Pat?
Yes, same move. Same move without a band. You can still do your leg exercises. So everybody else join in with me. The key thing here is when that leg is extended, when it's out long, you squeeze those thigh muscles so they're really tense. And when you drop it, you let go. Squeeze, pin those hands. Squeeze. That's it. And it might not feel too bad for you, but it's those repetitions that make the muscles work. And it's when you get tired and you think, oh, I've done enough, that's when the beauty happens. So, last one. And I'm rubbish at counting when I'm talking, so I don't know how many you've done that second time, but we've done 2 sets. So let's change legs. And we can build up, add in repetitions or sets, and we'll talk to you about that again later. So set up on the other side, remember, trying to keep the chin lifted as we reach down. The other leg is, so the foot, the ankle is underneath your knee, just to make sure you've got lovely support as you're sitting one-legged. So lift the knee, straighten that leg, squeeze the thighs for me, lift again and drop the leg and the hands.
Owen, can we switch cameras? I really want you to understand how important this exercise is. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks without bands. But those who are still driving, these are your driving movements, right? Again, it's pushing away. That's what we're looking for here. And keeping those hands tucked into the hips really helps you to turn off your upper body so you're not stressing your upper body so much. But this press is really important. And little bonus here, by having your toes popping up to the sky like that, you've got a lovely flexed foot, gives you a really nice stretch at the back of the leg. And that again will assist your posture.
Lovely, hold it there, little rest in between. Relax your shoulders, relax your legs. Then we'll go in for one more set. So lift, straighten and squeeze. Pull those toes up, let go, back to neutral. Lift, pin those hands. Good. And the other way we can make it harder as we progress is by getting a stronger band or just adding in those reps and sets. So by the end you might be able to do 3 sets or 4 sets. Lovely. Just a couple more. I'm hot now, are you? And you're done there. So next one is our hip strength. Oh, we've done legs, haven't we? Let's do dumbwaiter. So pop your feet wider than hips. Put your band onto your thighs so it's open. Okay, it's smooth and it's all open. Then you're going to slide your hands palm up underneath your band and just hold it with your elbows tucked in and nice and narrow. So my hands are quite close together. I want you to sit up again, away from the back of the chair. And there's several parts to this, and I'll show you from the front first and then I'll show you to the side. So we pull the band apart, and you can see I'm a bit lopsided, so I've got a dodgy shoulder. So it shows up our imbalances. We take the band apart, we pull back, so you pull the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, send the hands forwards, release that tension and drop down. From the side, lift up, pull out, my elbows stay tucked in and I squeeze behind me. So the band comes towards your belly button. Send it forwards, let go of that tension and drop down.
Evelyn, are you okay, sweetheart?
If you need to rest in between, you can.
Just check. I'm just checking on you, Evelyn. You're okay?
Lift,
Good.
open, pull right back, squeeze into the shoulder blades again. Feel the muscles in the belly tighten as well. Let go, relax down.
Owen, can we change cameras? Can you come in quite close here? So. Right, okay, so let's make sure you've got this. So firstly, sit up. Come on, sit up for me, nice and tall. There you go, okay. Now you've got your band. Okay, now you send it forward under stress. So I need to know there's tension. Now pull it into your belly button. So go nice and wide so you can feel it in the back of the arms. Now pull it into your belly button. Rise up, nice and tall. There you go, and then relax. So you're going, I need to know that you're stressing the band and there's a bit of tension there.
So lift, open, pull back, squeeze, send it forwards, release tension, drop down. Lift, one more, last one, but pull it back, we're going to pulse. We're going to go tiny, weeny, little presses out, tiny, weeny, little presses out. One more, tiny, weeny, little presses out.
Shoulders down, shoulders down.
Let go, in, down, rest. You're allowed to slump. You could feel that, couldn't you? So hopefully you won't feel this afterwards because we're working, but we'll stretch you off and you shouldn't feel it. If you do feel it, just make note of it. You might feel it for a day or two and after that it's fine. So do feed back to us how you get on. You can pop your band away.
How you doing, Betty Lockwood? She's all right.
She's okay.
Let me see. Lovely. Juno, how you doing, darling? Good. Lovely.
So we're coming into some lovely stretches. So let's take one hand, take your hand out, wiggle your fingers, turn the palm up, touch your shoulder if you can. Leave it there or lift the elbow, work your fingers down towards the centre of your shoulder blades and give that elbow a little nudge back if you can. Keep breathing and try and lift the chest again. And you get a lovely stretch into the back of the arms here. Okay, feet nice and wide. We're going to take that hand up if you can or across if you can't. Take the hand over your head, whichever way that might be. And just a lovely stretch and lean forwards and out of that stretch. Other side. So hand forwards, turn the palm up, hands to the shoulders, lift that elbow up. Breathe, enjoy this lovely, lovely stretch. Give it a nudge back and feel where can you get that hand, and let's see if we can make a difference over these next few weeks. Take the hand up and overhead, or if you can't get across, then just take the hand across your body, otherwise over your head. And then leaning forwards to come out of that stretch. Take the hands behind you into your lower back or hold in the chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and just lift the chin slightly. Eye gaze up towards the ceiling and then let go. Imagine you're grabbing a big beach ball. It's really big and fat and you can barely get your hands round. And you're going to really stretch out across the breadth of your shoulder blades. You're going to drop your chin and feel that stretch into the shoulder blades. And then come out of that.
Chin to chest.
One leg forwards, toes are lifted, pointing up to the ceiling, not to the side. Take that other foot slightly in front of you, hands onto the other thigh this time, and again, hinge in from the hips. We lean forwards, trying to keep the neck in a neutral alignment to the spine. And just breathe, and you should feel a stretch up the back of the leg, behind the knee. And if ever you've done too much and your legs are feeling a bit tired or you're aching, then this stretch is really lovely. Okay, keep the leg there, keep the heel there, sit up, hold the chair if you need to, relax the foot off, and then squeeze those toes up towards the knee. And this stretches out the muscles in the calf. And then relax and point. Change legs. So other leg, and you can see my toes right up to the ceiling. Hands on the other thigh, lean forwards. You're nearly done. You just got a little bit of Tai Chi and relaxation, and then you're done. And keep the heel there, relax the foot off, and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee for a big calf stretch. Relax that off, lovely. And then into Tai Chi. So I'm going to do seated Tai Chi today. I'm going to take one foot in front of the other, and the other foot comes kind of out and back. So you've got a wide base of support, like a diagonal base of support. I'm at the front of my chair, and we're just going to start by taking the weight to the front leg, over towards the foot, and then leaning back to the diagonal into the back of the chair. Leaning forwards, and you can keep your hands on your thighs if you want to, or you can hold the chair. Or we're going to add in that little row. So we row and we pull back to the waist. We row over, hands cup, pull back, row and cup back to the waist. So a nice gentle, regular movement. It calms you and it allows your breath to come back to normal. That's it. Forwards, over and under. Lovely, good. And then we're going to swap sides. So foot back, foot forwards. This time we're going under, back to the waist. Under and back to the waist. If it's prawn, you will have to swap.
Prawn, salmon, other salmon, tuna.
Oh, you can have my prawn. I'll swap you one. That's it. Breathe. Now, we're going to practice this, and I know some of you have had trouble with this one, and don't worry about it. Just don't think too much. So, we're going to start. It's called clouds, isn't it? Clouds or something. What's it called? Floating clouds. So, we're going to start with one hand and mirror me. So, this hand on this side, whichever hand that might be. We're going to take it up to the centre, and it's going to come out to that side. It comes down, and this other hand crosses your body, comes up and out to the side. Now you can see my other hand is following along the bottom. One hand comes up, the other hand drops down. Now normally we look at the palm, but I understand that some of you will just need to watch us for a minute while we get this movement going. So not too fast, just regular, and it comes in front of your face. Okay, it doesn't come above the level of your face. And just allow that hand to take over one side, and then to start to transfer your weight into one leg and then the other leg. Breathe. And we love Tai Chi. And we can stand and do it later on. But I just want you to get these movements so that it's not stressing you out by thinking I can't do that. And practice at home. It's just like one big oval with one hand, and then another big oval with the other hand. And both hands go in the same direction. So we'll send you the video and you can just watch it and practice.
Lovely sound.
Good. And then we're going to just pop your hands on your thighs. You can rest in your chairs, you can lie on the sofa, you can do what you like, but we're going to come into our Mindivator relaxation part. So just a couple of minutes to settle your breath, to relax the body, and to just recover from that lovely exercise session. So honestly, make yourselves comfy. If you can close your eyes, then you'll get more out of it. If you don't like to close your eyes, then just take a look down your nose and find a point on the floor and focus on that point on the floor. And I just want you to focus on your breath. And feel that breath as you breathe in through the nose and you breathe out through the mouth. And I want you to make that breath a little bit deeper and slower. Sometimes if we breathe deeper but fast, it makes you feel a bit lightheaded. So nice and slow. What happens with your shoulders when you breathe deeply? What about the chest? Is the chest moving? Is it rising and then falling? And what happens with the belly? Does the belly rise on that breath in and then fall on the breath out? And I want you to keep breathing, but relax through the body. Relax the jaw and the teeth. Relax the shoulders. Relax the bottom, the thighs, the kneecaps, and the toes. And continue to feel that breath. And then I want you to just pay attention and try to send that breath down to the belly with that next breath in. So as you breathe in, feel the belly rise, get bigger. And then as you breathe out, the belly falls and shrinks back in. Breathing in again, a long, slow breath down into the belly. And then all the way out. And we know this kind of breathing can really help you to rest, recover, rest and digest, we call it. And it works on your nervous system to just relax. And if ever you're feeling stressed or worried or anxious, or things are too busy in your life, then just take a couple of moments to just breathe deeply down into your belly. And as you practice, you can do it anywhere. Nobody needs to know. It's just you and your breath. And then we just start to bring some movement into our toes, into our fingers. And we start moving our shoulders one at a time. Bringing some movement into your heels, opening up your eyes. Opening and closing your fingers, wakening up your body, ready to carry on the rest of your day. Have a big fat stretch if you need to. Put your hands together and give yourself a big round of applause. Well done for another Move More session. And if you've joined us on Facebook or live, then thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.